Did you know that you were programmed to be poor? That they didn't really care what you did? I remember I read an article a while back, years ago, about that they needed those people that did not do well in school, that they needed those workers to go work in fast food and other places anyway, so don't worry about them. Okay, if they didn't make it in school, we still need the trash collectors, we need this and that. And it's sad. That was sad. That was like, that's all you thought of them. But they were the ones teaching these people. They didn't teach them right, or they couldn't get through to them. Didn't try to change. It was just the same old curriculum. And a lot of kids don't work well with the curriculum. It's like, you know, why we gotta take this? You have to do some explanation. You have to do an understanding with them. You have to take them on field trips where they see that something can be used. Like when I was teaching Spanish and French, I took them on field trips to businesses and things where they were actually using it in the business. They needed people, and the workers and the boss would tell my students, this is what you can do in here. This is how far you can go. But see, a lot of schools, probably about 89% of them, the schools that we have, they don't teach stuff like that. They just teach the basic. It's math, it's science, it's English, it's literature, whatever. Okay, they're trying to get through the state curriculum. But there are some schools that do. And some people didn't go to those schools. And it's not some, a lot of us didn't go through those schools, right? Either you couldn't afford the school, it's classy school, or even if it was a school that was just public school. There are public schools, they teach because they're telling you you don't have to be poor. They're not programming you to be poor. If you have the type of school that's just teaching the basics and never taught you any financial literacy, that's how we get into debt, because we knew nothing about our money, finances. Some didn't even know how to put money in the bank, take money out the bank. Some didn't know about an ATM. You know, you didn't get with the banks to have somebody come out and go visit a bank and go see what's going on. They're programming you to be poor. But there are schools that do that. They even have places in their buildings that look like actual banks. Okay? There's places in their buildings that the kids are pretending to be the teller and the bank administrator or whatever, the manager. They're pretending every day. My kids went in elementary school. They had, you know, they were little, but they had them going through, this was the bank manager, this is the grocery store, and they switch places, you know, the next day, something else, but they learned to count money real fast and what they wanted to do. You know, here's the ballet shop, here's this, there's the clothing store. They were teaching those kids really young how to count their money, how to take care of themselves. It depends on how the school is set up and what's going on. You know, by the time the high school hit, they had like cosmetology class, business classes, blah, blah, blah. And they would choose which one track they were going on. And if you happen to be cosmetology, they taught you the basics first in the morning, and then they had another teacher with cosmetologists that was there explaining different things. And at 12 o'clock, they all went to work somewhere at their profession. Cosmetology, whatever. They worked. Those people did. in school, in high school. If they were carpentry, they did the same thing. They did their basics. They went to the teacher to learn, the carpentry teacher, the woodworking, the electrical teacher, the air condition, whatever it happened to be. If it was a business person, they worked with the business person. But at 12 o'clock, the school was empty because they were on buses, cars, going to an actual job. They still learned. They still got through. And they also taught them how to run a business. See, that's the key right there. How to run a business. So they program you to be poor by just giving you the basics, right? Number two, they just tell you to go get a job. They don't tell you, hey, let's learn about how to run a business. Let's learn how to do taxes. Let's learn how to do taxes with a business. They don't teach that. Let's open a business. They don't teach that. I even had that in school about how to open a business. We actually opened a business and we were selling woodworking that we had made products after we got finished. And we would sell them. We'd go to the fair, the teacher was there, we'd do this, we do that. We sold all our little products. We made a little telephone thing that hung on telephones and you put your little notepad in it. They made, what is it? I want to call it. Somebody will remember it. Hold your paper holder. Paper holder we made out of railroad ties. Somebody had donated to us. I mean, just different things we did. But we were on our way. They were saying, open a business. Okay, don't work for anybody else. Open a business. This is how you do it. And that's what we did. But that's how they keep you poor. First, it's the topics they give you in school, the curriculum. Then they just tell you to go get a job. Just get a job. And you're going where? Okay? And then some people, guidance counselors, depends on, sometimes they go by just looking at you, okay, and they point you toward, no, you look like you're going to be working at McDonald's, and, oh, you're going to college. Well, that person at McDonald's can go to college too if you would just push them on, right? You got to push them on. Tell them they can go. Because once they figure out that you don't care, they can't care about themselves sometimes. They can't even try. Everybody should be able to try, but they don't. They push the ones they think, and they think, right? They think should be in there. I've never been one with guidance counselors, okay? After a few times, it was like, okay, not working. But those people have unlimited potential too. They could be people that could own a business and maybe they're interested in cars, fixing cars. Some of them are good at that. They've grown up with that, or they just got a knack with it. They can open a business. They may not go to college. They may not go to wherever. And I'm so glad that college thing is kind of over, that we don't need that. You need experience or just hope that you can do it. But no, they would just go, just get a job somewhere. And that's in their mind. Just go get a job. Think where you probably could have been if somebody hadn't said something. Start thinking back what was going on back then. Did they just do that to you? You just took courses? Just joined the sorority? Just blah, blah, blah. And then you're somewhere where you really probably shouldn't have landed, or your kids are in this midst of this. So they just told you to get a job. And the third thing, they didn't tell you about money decisions. How do you avoid those financial difficulties that we are going through? Tell them about bankruptcy. Okay, the schools need to be talking about bankruptcy, the different types of bankruptcy. They need to be talking about how do you buy a home, what are the different types of loans. They need to be talking about all of this. They need to be even talking about your car maintenance, the type of car payments, what to look for when you go get a car, how much you should be paying for a car. Learn how to pay within your means and to watch scammers. All that needs to be, that's part of your money life right there, that they need to know and they don't know. And the last one is, there is no wealth mode. They don't tell them about how you make wealth. How are you telling me how am I going to get rich? They think it's funny. Go ask, have one of your child go and ask them, how did I get rich? Watch them start laughing. Because either one, they don't know, or number two, they don't believe in your child. That's the bottom line. If they laugh and start telling them, well, have you tried the stock market? Well, let's go look at some, how do you get into the stock market? Our school taught stock market. They had a stock market class. They had stock market every Friday, games, all this stuff. They were reading books, Rich Man, Poor Man, or whatever his name is, that he wrote. They were reading professionals in finance. They were teaching them, how do you get into wealth? Is it stock? Okay, let me see how to do that. Okay, what type of savings accounts do I need besides the regular old run-of-the-mill one that's giving me 1%? They knew all that. And a lot of us didn't know, right? You're just sitting there going, who? So right now we need to get the new generation. And we're sorry that happened to you. Okay, but we can get back to where we need to go. You're not programmed to be poor. That's number one. This is how they do. They program you to be poor because you studied different curriculum and they didn't add anything else to it. They didn't tell you, number two, about your money decisions. How do you make a decision? How do I get out of this? Contracts. What do I need to sign? What do I need to look for that's not going to get me? Talk about payday loans. Okay, interest rates. They need to know that, and not in a hard way. Some people like to teach stuff so hard they cannot get it. Just trying to be ridiculous. It's unnecessary. Okay, they need to learn to get a job. Yes, but to get a job so that they can own a business. Not just to get a job, to get a job, to get a job. Own a business. That's how they kept you poor. And the last one, they didn't teach you about wealth. They didn't believe in you enough to teach about wealth. You're just a run-of-the-mill. You're not going to get there. They don't think you're going to get there now. Wealth. So today, I am here. And I hope you are doing well. This is the last week of August. Yes, it is. And so I have to get this together. So the first thing, we got $410. So abundance doesn't need to be, it needs to go, and the rest of it needs to go in the bank. And it's got 13,285 in it so far, and we'll start all over for September. But cafe, we're not going to put anything in there. Cafe is different from dining out. Cafe is like the little things like breakfast, coffee, maybe grandparents, parents type thing, kids, little light things. So I'm fine with that. So it's got $100 in it already. Dine out. Now, Labor Day is coming, right? It'll be here. Let's see, the second, next Monday. And so they have a car show, the antique vintage car show, and I know we'll be there. And they have ribs and all this singing and stuff. So there's a 110 in here, so I'm going to add 90, 50, just in case. I would rather have more than less, right? When you out, you just rather have more, because I've been there when I'm sitting there going, there is not enough money here, but I do have I think I got money in my spend part, but at least that's in there and I'll know it. Okay, entertainment, they may have something there because they usually have amusement park amusement rides and all that. I'm not getting on it. Nope, those days are over with. I will watch. So I'm going to put $100 in here. My kids have their own money, but I keep it hidden in here just in case. Okay, home, we'll start on it next month, adding to whatever. It's in different places, but I keep it there, and then I'll put it all together, but nothing's going in there. Insurance, we're doing $100 a month so that we have enough for the car insurance. I want to be able to pay it for the whole year. It's done for this year, but we're starting for January, so I'll do that next month. Nutrition, we're going to put 80 there. All of that is gone. Remember, I went and stocked up on, hold on. And I went and stocked up on supplies and stuff. So 50, do I need change? 50, or are you stuck somewhere? 50, 60, 70, 80, okay. Yeah, so I stocked up on the farmer's market, canning and stuff. I am ready for that. And we went to the butcher and the seafood shop, got all that. So that whole $600 is gone. Plus we ate up there. Okay, personal, it has 100 in it. I don't need anything. Spend it, I'm gonna put an extra 100 in there because my daughter's birthday is this month, and I want to make sure that we have what we gotta have. If I see something else, but it's basically already ready. Transportation, we need 40 in here, which is the car, gas, and there's already 80, but we have to go to the next town. It doesn't take $40, but I just keep it in there. Okay, and utilities, we got $4 in there. I paid the gas bill. The settle up month was $91, and for September, I think it was $61, $30, and then September started up already. So that was $91. Wealth in here has $2,053, and that's from my lottery and abundance. All that's a lottery things. So there we are. So we are finished. I do hope you have a wonderful week. This is the last week. Get yourself together, people. Get yourself together. And some of you are together. I see the new stuff and the old stuff. And some of you said, I'm not buying nothing. I got to get out of this debt. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Or if you're saving for something, save, right? Just save and be happy. So take care. Love you. Bye-bye. And I'll be visiting. See ya.